We begin by analyzing the current diplomatic traffic between the Vatican and Turkey. Why is Pope Francis focusing on this region? The answer is strictly tied to the calendar. The year 2025 is not an ordinary year for the Catholic Church. It marks the 1700th anniversary of the First Council of Nicaea. Official sources from the Vatican and the Ecumenical Patriarchate in Istanbul have confirmed that preparations are underway for a historic commemoration. Pope Francis has openly expressed his desire to be present in Turkey for this specific anniversary. But to understand the urgency, we must look at the legacy of his predecessor, Pope Benedict XVI. Benedict was a profound theologian who analyzed the roots of Western civilization. Throughout his papacy, he emphasized that Christianity is not just a Western religion. He argued that the faith was intellectually shaped in the East, specifically in the councils of Asia Minor. While there is no physical will or secret paper found in a safe, theological experts agree on his spiritual testament. Benedict's vision was for a unified church. He believed that ignoring the East meant ignoring the very definition of Christianity. Therefore, the current move towards Iznik is the execution of a theological roadmap drawn by Benedict. It is a move to bridge the 1,000-year gap between the Latin West and the Greek East. This brings us to the critical question: has a papal mass actually taken place in Iznik? As of today, the answer is no. While Patriarch Bartholomew frequently conducts liturgies in the ancient churches of the region, a chaotic, high-level papal mass led by the Bishop of Rome has not yet occurred in the ruins of Nicaea. However, negotiations are active. The plan for 2025 is to hold an ecumenical gathering, potentially near the newly discovered underwater basilica in Lake Iznik. But why is this specific location indispensable for the papacy? Why Nicaea? To answer this, we must examine the theological crisis of the 4th century. In the year 325, the Christian world was divided by the teachings of Arius, a priest from Alexandria. Arius claimed that Jesus was created, and therefore not equal to God. This idea, known as Arianism, spread rapidly and threatened to destroy the religion from within. Emperor Constantine intervened, not as a priest, but as a politician seeking stability. He summoned over 300 bishops to Nicaea. It was here, in this city, that the fundamental doctrine of the Trinity was officially defined. The text known as the Nicene Creed, which declares that the Son is of the same substance as the Father, was drafted here. For the Vatican, Nicaea is the birthplace of orthodoxy. It is the location where the Church decided what it actually believes. Visiting Iznik is effectively visiting the location where the Church's constitution was written. Finally, we must look at the complex relationship between Rome and Iznik and the layered history of the city itself. Historically, Rome represents the administrative authority, the chair of St. Peter. Nicaea represents the collective consensus, the power of the councils. For centuries, Rome and Nicaea stood as the two pillars of the faith. However, political shifts and the Great Schism of 1054 created a rupture that lasted a millennium. Today's efforts are an attempt to reconcile these two historical centers. But Iznik's history goes far beyond religious councils. The city was founded in the 4th century BC by Antigonus, a general of Alexander the Great. Later, Lysimachus renamed it Nicaea in honor of his wife. During the Roman period, it served as the capital of the province of Bithynia. Crucially, when Constantinople was sacked by the Crusaders in 1204, Nicaea served as the interim capital of the Byzantine Empire for over 50 years. It kept the empire alive. Then came the Turkish transformation. In the year 1331, After a long siege, the city was conquered by Orhan Gazi, the second sultan of the Ottoman Empire. This marked a shift in identity. Churches were converted into mosques, and the city became a center of art and culture. The famous Iznik tiles, produced between the 15th and 17th centuries, are considered masterpieces of ceramic art. These tiles, containing high amounts of quartz, adorn the most significant structures in Istanbul, including the Topkapi Palace and the Blue Mosque. Today, Iznik stands as a rare open-air museum. It is a place where Roman theaters, Byzantine churches, and Ottoman mosques stand side by side. For the Pope, and for the world, it remains a living testament to the complexity of human history.